The Nets shut down Ben Simmons.
Okay.
This is sad, man. You know, because I was thinking about this and I was like, it's kind of odd that at the same time Ben Simmons' career is falling off, Markelle Fultz seems to be rising. And Markelle Fultz is rising fast. He is.
I was just going to say, it seems to me like if this had happened a little earlier in Ben Simmons' career, we could see a Markelle Fultz situation where it goes like, he stinks, he's supposed to be good, and then the switch just flips one day, and people are like, I just want to see him play basketball to some degree, the way that it kind of went with Markelle Fultz.
Did people ever hate Markelle Fultz?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like, if Markelle Fultz had an Atlanta Hawks series like that, this would not be the same situation, but he did, so it is.
It's hard to hate on someone who, like, Fultz just wasn't really playing, you know, like Simmons was playing.
He had
was
no
Philly.
bad moments. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, people hate Jonathan Isaac, so.
That's for like political reasons.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot about that, Joel. Joel's right.
That's really all it is, but it's politically.
People hate Jonathan Isaac for political reasons.
But yeah, the Nets shut down Ben Simmons, and I mean, looking back at this, like the Philly trade, I mean, Daryl Morey fleeced Sean Marks, and it's funny because I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw somewhere that it was Daryl Morey was like just told Sean Marks like stay on the goddamn phone like during the trade deadline, like he just totally like sunned him, and I was like, no, you're staying on this phone, and we're getting this deal done. And you know, at the time, I wasn't like opposed to this trade. You know, Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond in a vacuum sounds like okay. You know, it fills some of the Nets holes and you know shooting, defense, big man, that's okay. And then the Sixers got James Harden, which last year the fruits weren't you know really tasted at that point, but this year he's been really good. I just feel like Ben Simmons, this career arc is really strange. And do you guys think that he'll ever find a way to bounce back?
It is. I have to bounce 5 o'clock, but I just want to leave you guys with this Celtics propaganda before I go. Since the
is this guy dead ass?
12 wins, third most in the NBA, top 5 offense, top 2 defense, number 1 net rating. Giannis last 10 games against the Celtics shooting 40, 46, 40, 38, 46, 59, 40, 53, 40, 36, 6 losses over those last 10 games. Boston Celtics have beaten the Bucks by 20 on Christmas, 40, the worst loss of the season. Bucks did beat us by 6. We didn't have Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, and Marcus Smart. That being said, fellas, it's been a blast. Jack, great to meet you.
Good to meet you, bro.
Ben Simmons.
Good cooking there at the end. Oh my God.
I'll be honest. John, I'll be honest. I've never seen a team milk Martin Luther King rings like the Boston Celtics. Like it's really insane.
You're a Bulls fan.
How they milk those rings.
Same amount of rings in the last 20
Dehls
years.
left out the part where Jason Tatum shoots 42% in elimination games, but
what happened game 6 elimination in Milwaukee, John? Just remind me, I forgot.
He forgets. No, John refuses to acknowledge one of the better performances of last year's postseason.
Okay. Type shit.
Joel, get out of here.
We'll see the Nuggets in the finals, John. We'll see them. Peace, fellas.
My goodness.
I've truly never seen a team do it like them. They've done it at a historical rate.
He cooked up.
He did. He had those stats.
I mean, he was waiting for that.
He tweeted that like 3 days ago. He just read a tweet that he tweeted.
He was ready with it. It was good timing.
Yeah, Drew, you're the Ben Simmons guy.
I am, and it's sad. It honestly breaks my heart, to be honest with you. Our first, not even one of, it was the first video that Pick a Side had really blow up on that scale. And of course, it's me supporting Ben Simmons. It's over. It's over. The Ben Simmons train, it's done. It's at full stop, and it's no longer functioning. This trade that went on with the 76ers and the Brooklyn Nets is one of the craziest fleecings you'll ever see. And you mentioned it. Sean Marks absolutely got sunned by Daryl Morey. Morey put on a masterclass, was able to acquire James Harden. And even still, as much as belief that I had in Ben Simmons, I even knew that this was a win for the Philadelphia 76ers because you were getting James Harden for someone that was not playing, that he was providing absolutely nothing for you. You got James Harden. You were able to pair him with Joel Embiid. That was obviously going to be an automatic W there. But for Ben Simmons, it's hard to find a spot for him unless he's fully committing to becoming a full-time center. Because you can't have players on the court next to him that also cannot shoot because he provides no spacing for you. Yes, Ben Simmons is a solid playmaker. No doubt he's a solid passer. But at this point, he's not able to really handle the ball. He's afraid to put the ball on the ground at this point too. He's not aggressive.
He won't shoot
attacking the
layups.
basket. He's not trying to put any type of post hooks, no floaters, no nothing at the basket. He's just trying to look to make the pass. Defensively, of course, he's one of the better defenders. He's very sound at that. But regardless, when you provide absolutely nothing for a team offensively, unless you're committing to being a true center, which I don't see him becoming, Ben Simmons and his time being any type of great basketball player, those days are over.
I don't think
it's weird.
My fault. I don't think he has to be a center. You know, I don't think his role has to necessarily transition to a center, but I do think he has.
Where do you see him succeeding most?
I think
why can't he be a Jared Vanderbilt?
Yeah, or Draymond, like in that
Jared Vanderbilt at least will sit in a corner, and if you ask him to shoot, he may not make it, but he'll take it.
And that's the development. That's the thing. He has to understand, not even be a center. He has to understand, bro, like, I have to take this shot. Whether I'm going to miss it, I'm going to make it. I have to take this shot. I have to keep the defense honest. That's the problem. I don't think the role the problem is the role, but it's because he won't shoot anything. If he's able to shoot anything or take advantage of mismatches, he's 6'10", for God's sake, attack the basket, then his role becomes a little bit easier to maneuver. But the fact that he won't even look at the rim is the real issue. Like you said, defensively, Jared Vanderbilt is a good guy that you can, like, he can play that type of role. He can play a Draymond role for a team. Like, he can play roles in the league. There's still a role for him, but he has to become a little bit more aggressive. He has to look at the rim and be like, bro, I have to take the shot no matter. That's the main issue. And of course, he has to be healthy if he's actually really, truly hurt.
Yeah.
And I would say with Vanderbilt, like, that comparison, Vanderbilt, half of his game is his mind and, like, hustling. Like, you can't really teach that kind of thing. It's not common that it develops at the point that Ben Simmons is at in his career. So asking him to be that guy that you're going to be able to look at in a playoff series, he will struggle, like, shooting the ball or whatever, but you're going to get games where he'll get like 12 rebounds out of nowhere because he's just, like, grinding on that end of the floor. Ben Simmons, one of the biggest things that pisses me off that nobody talks about is how much he just stands around. Like, he doesn't, off-ball movement is not there. He's not really, like, his screens are very half-hearted. Just all of this stuff that, like, little things that you don't need to be skilled at, you don't need to be able to shoot the ball to do, don't get done by him. And I think we should pretty seriously consider or reconsider what back on track means for Ben Simmons at this point in his career, because, like, everything Philly is out the window for me. And I think, like, him just contributing to a winning basketball team, playing defense, and maybe getting 5 or 6 assists per game is, like, what I would like to see out of him moving forward. And if he passes that bar, fine. But, like, a back injury like he has for a guy who's 6'10" and relies on his athleticism so much, it's not good.
Yeah, like, I'm very curious to really know how much his back injury has affected his career. Because I think that when we talk about Ben Simmons, a lot of what we talk about is the mindset, and that's all valid. But I wonder how much of that has to do with his back and how much of an impact that injury has had on his career. Because I think people kind of undersell it to a degree. I think that it probably has had a bigger impact than people realize. And you're right. I think that for him, getting back on track is him just becoming a rotational player. Like, it's not even him becoming a starter. It's him just becoming a capable rotational player. And what pissed me off about Ben Simmons the most is, like, there's still, like, a subgroup of people. I don't think, like, as much now they're as open, but before, definitely, when the Nets first started their season, there was, like, a subgroup of people that were just Ben Simmons truthers, and they just believed that it was all role. His flaws just came down to role, and that's obviously not true. And when we look at, like, face value stats, and people love to say this a lot, oh, you guys knock Ben Simmons for scoring 7 points, but Draymond does the same thing, and, nobody gives him pushback. And it's like, at that point, you can obviously tell, like, who's watching and who's not.
And the reason why
points are different. Go, John.
Draymond is an elite rim protector. The Nets tried Ben Simmons at center, and he could not protect the rim. Draymond is one of the greatest passing bigs we've seen. Ben Simmons is playing hot potato out there. And so I'm sorry to cut you off. I just want to add that point.
Well, yeah,
There's
it's night
almost
and
no role
day.
for Ben Simmons.
Draymond's also aggressive when he needs to be.
He doesn't give a shit about missing the layup. and
Too
he's
aggressive,
not
one
good.
might say. That Grizzlies game comes to mind.
Relax.
And you
I'm
know
just
what?
saying.
But I would rather that mistake happen
Facts,
and
I
have
agree.
his
I
career
I'd rather
agree.
play
that than
out.
Ben Simmons.
You're right. You're
I
right.
remember watching Ben Simmons. There was an infectious energy and a joy that's been stripped, whether that's mental after getting paid, the back injury, or the culmination of just, I don't know, I've made it in life. I don't give a shit about basketball, whatever the case may be. He's not a shell of himself.
Bro,
Get
started.
it out, John.
Holy shit! Especially gonna
The type of fall off. There's no word to describe it.
Speechless.
nice save there. Bro had the word and he just forgot it. He was like, "Damn it!"
It happens. It happens to the best of us. Stop.
Nah,
Stop.
No,
definitely-
I was
definitely
actually
having
trying
a
to think of the word. I couldn't come up with one.
Goodness,
Then he mutes himself.
John is
Dude's
funny as
tactical.
hell, bro.
Fucking tactical.
Oh.
John, you're tactical, my friend.
oh my!
Well, I've also
goodness.
got a boxer in the background too. that makes
Nice,
it
nice,
worse.
nice.
So.
I was eating some chips, so that's why I was muting myself.